Gemini is now built into Google's Flow, giving the new agent unique content creation and management powers, but it only works if you know exactly how to guide it. If you don't, this agent will burn through your generation credits faster than you can hit cancel button. Let's start with one of the most important settings. I've switched to agent mode, which is why the standard settings have disappeared. If it's more convenient for you, you can expand the chat. Now let's move on to the agent settings. Here you need to define your default image and video generation settings, aspect ratio, model, and generation count. And here is the most crucial part. You need to decide whether the agent should ask for permission before every generation. I highly recommend selecting the first option, especially if you are using the paid version of Google Flow to avoid wasting credits. Otherwise, the agent might start generating images or videos when you only asked it to brainstorm a few ideas. Once you've configured everything, apply the settings, and we're ready to go. Now, you can either upload an image of your character or use a character created natively right inside Flow. In my previous video, I showed how I created one in another project, so I'll just open the character list and add it from there. Now, let's see the real power of the agent in action. Instead of generating images one by one, I'm asking it to create a sequence of scenes showing this medieval king's morning routine. Remember, I only asked for the concepts first, not the actual visuals. As you can see, we got a perfect 7-step sequence, from the moment he wakes up to the start of his daily royal duties. Since the results look great, I can simply tell the agent to generate images for each step, or just use the suggested options. I'll show you how to use storyboards a bit later in the video, so for now, let's just generate these 7 individual images. After about 30 seconds of waiting, we got the 7 scenes we were looking for. But as you can see, we ran into a classic AI problem, which we can easily fix. His face keeps changing from shot to shot, and his age is completely inconsistent. Here is how we fix all of this. I've attached our character to the prompt, but instead of just clicking the auto-generate button for the 7 images, I'm using a custom text request. I'm specifying that I want all the images to be medium shots. This guarantees the character's face is close enough to the camera. And more importantly, I'm explicitly telling the agent that I want my character Henry to be featured in every single scene. This simple extra step gave us total control over the image generation. Just compare the old results with the new ones. So, why didn't the agent give us a consistent result the first time? Well, when I originally asked for the ideas, I did attach the character to the prompt. But once I clicked that automated generate button, the agent lost track of my character and relied mostly on the text descriptions of the ideas to create the images. Wrapping up our quick investigation into why this happened, I can click the Reuse Prompt button on any image from the first batch. We can see that the prompt mentions King Henry, but there's no clarification that this is my character. And purely technically, the character object isn't attached to the prompt. In the second case, it's a completely different story. The agent told NanoBanana that it's not just some King Henry, but Henry the character and the character entity is added to this generation, as you can see. There's another way to fix such issues. You can swap the face or character in already existing images. I'll add 5 images from the first generation to my prompt. The prompt is very simple. I want to replace the character while keeping everything else the same, including poses, lighting, and general style. The biggest challenge in such cases is to make the face or character look natural in the new environment. In this particular image, eyes are too gray, and in this case, face looks really bad, mostly because of the lighting mismatch. Character swap method isn't flawless, and for the best results, it can require additional prompting. As promised, let's build a storyboard now. I want to sneak 2 extra scenes right into the middle of our 7-step royal routine. Take a look at the updated list. The agent flagged the new ones for us. Now, the king will also inspect a map and stand on a castle balcony looking out. This time, we're going to use the proper generation method. I've attached our character and typed out a request to create a 3x3 grid storyboard featuring him. The agent got it perfectly right. Many people use these storyboards as a cheat sheet instead of burning credits on multiple individual images. Such storyboards can be used to generate a video. Usually, once creators happy with the storyboard, they split it into full-sized individual images. Let's try that out. The only image that looks bad in this case is this one. It's unclear why the character looks like this here, especially since checking the generation details shows that the agent supposedly used our character along with the prompt. But just like at the beginning of the video, we can fix this by doing the exact same request manually and pinning the character to the prompt. This time, it's flawless. Any clothing variations here are simply due to how they were originally styled in the storyboard panels. Now, we've accumulated quite a few images, but we can organize them into collections in 2 different ways. For now, I've manually created a collection called Henry 1. It's empty until I add some images to it. I'm just going to drag and drop 4 random images into it, and if we open up our collection, we'll see them right inside. Keep in mind that each image can only belong to one collection at a time, but we can also let the agent handle this entire process for us. I wanted to create a new collection called Henry 2. After that, we just need to specify exactly which images we want to add. In this case, I'm instructing the agent to put all the full body shots of my character into that one folder. Here's a new collection, Henry 2, and there are 5 images inside. But wait, did it actually catch every single full body shot? Nope. There are still several images where our character is clearly recognizable and shown from head to toe. Let's write a quick follow-up request and call out the agent on this mistake. After a 1-minute wait, the collection is up to 13 images. Let's open it up, and here we can see that all the added images match exactly what we asked for. You can also see that the first collection I manually created now only has 1 image left. That's because the other 3 were full body shots, so the agent moved them into the new collection. However, the agent still missed 1 image that fits my criteria, even on the second try. So as you can see, you should always double-check its work and never forget to be as precise as possible when describing what you want. The real advantage of using collections with the agent is that you can batch edit all the images inside any given collection. However, you can't add a collection as a direct ingredient in your prompt, so you just need to mention its name. For example, I want to make all the images inside the Henry 1 collection black and white. The agent has generated new black and white versions of these images without any unnecessary additional changes. The agent provides various asset management options. For example, you can ask it to delete all images that meet certain criteria. In this case, I'll tell it to clear out the contents of both collections. Now both collections are empty, and if I open up the trash, we can see all of our images right there. From here, we can either restore them or delete them permanently. And before we move on to video generation, let's take a look at the advanced settings. We can use agent instructions to guide the agent's behavior and focus its attention on exactly what we need. For example, I want all the generated images to be monochromatic pink. If you have several different instructions, it's best to give them names for better clarity. We hit the Done button, and right after that, the agent instructions icon becomes active. Now I'll just generate a few images, like the king in a garden, for example. As you can see, without any extra reminders in the prompt, all the images come out monochromatic pink. Only one of them ended up with some random blue eyes. Now, if I want to stop using this specific instruction, I don't need to wipe it out. I can just toggle it off. The cool thing is, if you build up a list of different instructions, you can easily mix and match by turning on only the ones you need. And just like in regular Gemini, you can start a new chat if you want to start over with a completely different idea. So the agent won't use your previous requests as context for the new creation process. Here you can see all the sessions, aka chats I've created. And finally, let's generate a video featuring our consistent character. I've attached both the character reference and the storyboard to my prompt. My goal is to create a single video where all the scenes from this storyboard play out sequentially. For this specific request, I'm going to change the video generation settings. I want to use a 16:9 aspect ratio and OmniFlash. My agent instruction about monochromatic pink images is disabled, as you can see. I need to additionally approve this generation. As you can see, once the generation process finished, I got an error message saying that something went wrong. It's unclear whether this error is related to the fact that the video has a pink tint, which I never mentioned in the prompt, especially since the agent instructions were also disabled before generating. The video actually looks pretty good, but we need to take control over the visual style. Checking the generation details reveals that the agent included the pink monochromatic style in the video prompt. Since there's nothing else I can do, I'll repeat the generation with the same prompt. But this time, I'll remove the unwanted style description and strictly tell the agent not to add any pink tint. I still have the same error message, but the visual style was fixed. Now it's almost perfect. All scenes are in order and the character is consistent everywhere. It's unclear why the agent kept using that instruction after it was turned off, but we easily fixed it. Keep in mind that starting a new chat also helps in these situations, as it completely clears the previous context. That's all for today. Share your thoughts on this update of Google's Flow in the comments below.